more than 40% of people in St. Joseph County are struggling to make ends meet. That's according to a new report by the United Way.
The WSBT 22's Patrick Roth is digging into this for us tonight. And Patrick, this report shows a lot of more people near poverty here than we had thought.
That's right, Rick, and this report is focusing on much more than the poverty level here. It created a whole new way of looking at socioeconomics and created a whole new category. It's called ALICE, Asset Limited, Income Constrained, Employed. They're the people who have jobs and are technically making above the federal poverty level, but they're one accident away from sliding into poverty.
It seemed like the money ran away from me, and I would literally, like, you cry sometimes. You'd be so depressed when you didn't have anything left over.
That's the situation that Rain Adams finds herself in. She has a steady income, but sometimes it's not enough to keep up with her expenses. It's something she has in common with a lot of people in St. Joseph County. Even though the unemployment rate is only 6.4%, 15% of households live below the federal poverty rate, meaning they make less than $23,050 a year. But a new report by the United Way found that the problem here in St. Joseph County is much bigger than that.
Unfortunately, we have folks that are living below the federal poverty guidelines, and then we have another larger group of folks that are ALICE families. So if you take the ALICE families and those folks who are living in poverty, that's 40% of our population.
ALICE stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, Employed, meaning essentially they're the working poor.
And what it's saying is those families are in a very precarious situation. And as you said, it could be one paycheck away. It's a very stressful place for families to be.
Sometimes it's just hard to say for those emergency situations. And I am concerned about that. If things like that happen, I'm in trouble a little bit.
A major problem is that here in St. Joseph County, the average income is not keeping up with typical expenses.
For, let's say, gas for a week, it's about $70. Car payment for a week, $105. Insurance is taken out. That's like $100 and some odd dollars. Ooh, like that's a quick $200-300 a week.
So with $23,000 federal U.S. poverty rate, it's impossible to survive.
Right.
It's impossible. But even with the double amount of $46,000, it's still hard.
In fact, when you factor in things like housing, childcare, food, and transportation in St. Joseph County, a no-frills budget for a family of four is about $46,000 a year. And that's a problem, because the average household income in the county is only $45,000 a year. And this has been a problem for a while now. If you go back to 1990, the average household income was $28,000, but that was the equivalent of making $50,000 today. So even though total income has gone up in recent years, its total buying power has decreased by almost $10,000 since 2000. In the face of those numbers, it's easy to wonder if this problem can ever be fixed.
I have the strongest belief in people's capacity to change. We work with people in poverty, and I see tremendous strength and determination. We work with community leaders and community partners, and I see great resources and resiliency, and I firmly believe we can find effective solutions in our community.
So there are lots of things going on, and I think actually we are in a good shape to do much more.
Now, everyone I spoke to thinks that this is a problem that can be solved, but they admit it won't be with a law or a government program alone. This is a long-term problem and it'll require a long-term solution.
And Patrick, you think about the raising the minimum wage across the country. I know in South Bend there's an ordinance for the working or living wage ordinance. Can that help? Will it help if they do that?
Well, the experts I spoke to said that that could help, but it wouldn't be a cure-all. George Enderle from Notre Dame said that this would require a three-step process. And the first is more awareness. The second is a coordinated effort between government, business, and society as a whole. And the third is to start thinking of this not just as a social problem or an economics problem, but as a moral problem.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about when you think about these people ever catching up. You know, it becomes a snowball effect.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. All right, Patrick, thanks very much.